Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Let's get right to it today because I am living a little less than yesterday, but still living. So at the hospital, a nurse, Amy Driscoll, we learn her name is. I don't know what was up with that. But she makes a really rude comment about Maxie and her voice, and basically Maxie's looking for Nathan. And this nurse knows a lot about people. Also at the hospital, Sam is worried about Alexis and she thinks Julian had a hand in killing the witness. Sam wants Jason to talk to Liz about Jake and Franco. Griffin and Nathan are in the locker room. Nathan notices his scar and he thinks it's a 40 caliber bullet scar, and I'm like, that is oddly very specific. So Griffin doesn't really want to talk about it, and he alludes that there wasn't a crime. I don't know, it's really weird. If someone shot me, I'd be mad. Maxie comes in and Nathan tells her about he and Griffin's conversation, and he feels Griffin thinks he may have deserved to be shot. It was really weird. But Maxie thinks they should mind their own business, and even Nathan's like, who are you and what have you done with a Maxie? But Nathan, he thinks he's shady. Griffin asks Nurse Amy where Anna is, and Amy gives a very detailed account of Anna and a patrolman taking two suspects off and who they are. One's a lawyer and one's a mobster, and what they had a hand in doing allegedly. And Sam gets involved, and Griffin talks to her about his father. And she thinks he seems very familiar, and he tells her his father was Duke Lavery, and she's like, yeah, I'm Julian Jerome's daughter. And he says what happened between their fathers, isn't on them, they're not responsible. What if this lint is just crashing the party? At the PCPD, Alexis is informally basically just accused of murder by Anna. And by the way, when did Julian have time to slick back his hair? Just saying. But Alexis doesn't want to call Diane. She doesn't want to get into that right now. Julian's going on about how this death was a tragic accident, and I'm like, you have way too much to say about this. Anna tells Dante about why she's suspicious of Alexis, and Anna wants to sit in on the interrogation, and she is allowed to do that. Alexis gives the basic story, and Anna wants to get more into motive and opportunity, and Alexis questions her being there, and it's well, Anna still has her job as DA's special investigator of organized crime, so she can be there. Forensics calls Dante, and Anna wants Alexis to account for her movements between the floating room and the parking garage, and she was with Julian. Not good, and Anna gets right into it. So she brings up Luis Alcazar and Kiefer, and she tries to show a pattern and that Pentonville is potentially in Alexis's future, and this gets Julian super agitated, and Anna asks if he has any information that could help exonerate Alexis. That'd be really helpful. Huh, Julian? Really helpful. So apparently the only prints on the needle were the victims, and there's no sign of a struggle, so they can't hold Alexis or Julian for anything, and I'm so upset right now. But Anna's gonna keep pushing it. I don't know. I really wanted this, I don't ask for much in life. So Anna asks Alexis if she's a stooge or accomplice, and now they... Accomplice? Did I say accomplish? I meant accomplice. I apologize. But basically now they have nothing on Carlos or Julian, or anyone, really. All the cases have gone by the wayside. At Windermere, Franco's there for some reason. He snuck in through the catacombs, and he wants to warn Elizabeth about Jason. So he tells Elizabeth about the Nina drawing and the dog and all that, and Liz brightsides the situation of how he's still helping people, and then Jason walks in and is like, pretty much that's his exact reaction. So Jason brings up the stalking and what he said to him, and Liz does ask Franco to leave. Franco doesn't like being kicked out, but he says that Jason would give Elizabeth the time of day if it wasn't for Jake. Not exactly untrue, because they really wouldn't have a connection otherwise, so I really think it's moot, but whatever. But Jason doesn't want Jake seeing Franco. He says it's not worth the risk, and he thinks that Franco's dangerous, but Elizabeth doesn't see it that way, because she's going to hold her own. So Jason says how Franco threatened to tell Jake about Jason's past job and what it entailed, and she's like, well, I didn't know that. But she's still kind of sticking up for Franco a bit. At Julexis's house, Christina comes home. Molly's there. They talk about Alexis, and Molly thinks she's sold out. Christina agrees that Alexis is sacrificing her morals, but she doesn't want to get get involved. And she has a date. So Molly thinks it's with a girl, but Aaron comes to the door. Obviously, not a girl. And now end scene already? Oh my goodness. So apparently Molly learned that Aaron, Christina's date, is a knitter. And Christina says something about that being boring. And I'm like, no. So she just lost one notch on my favorite spell, by the way. Uh, Anna is really sad now, and someone rings the doorbell, and it's Griffin, so they can commiserate together. Franco talks to Amy, the nurse that we just couldn't get enough of today, who has something disparaging to say about everyone. She's on the phone with someone, and she after the phone hangs up, she makes a disparaging comment. So he asks for a hard copy of his schedule, and she tells him that Elizabeth called and is discontinuing Jake's art therapy. Jason is happier about that decision than Elizabeth is, but he's like, you'll see it's the right call. Sam asks Dante about the witness, and he says all signs are pointing to an accidental overdose, but he does still think Julian's involved, and maybe they'll use Alexis to get to Julian now. I mean, Julian really opened that door. Julian and Alexis get home, and she wants answers to Anna's questions. And he's like, Anna's unhinged. And I'm like, if I had $1, right? I can't. But she asked him point blank if he ordered that the witness was murdered. So that'll be fun. All right. It is Wednesday. May the 4th be with you, by the way, if you're into Star Wars. But since it's Wednesday, we can start voting for Character of the Week. So if you got it figured out or you want to put your early votes in, we accept. And by we, I mean me. But I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital. Tomorrow is going to be later. Probably, let's see, almost, probably closer to 8. But I will see you then, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.